everyone! Welcome to episode 2 of the Proverbs 31 Woman Diaries. If you're new, my name is Ashlyn and I am a teenage Christian girl sharing my journey with Jesus. I'm so excited for today's video because I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I am planning for 2025 and how you can too. I'm going to be sharing with you some of my prayer boards, resolutions, goal methods. If you want to see more of me, make sure to subscribe. I have so many cool video ideas that I'm working on that I just cannot wait to share with you guys. So enough of me yapping about the intro. Let's get on to the real video. So the first step in preparing for 2025 is to reflect back on 2024. To start anything new, you have to reflect on the past and figure out what went wrong in order to make the future better. So I started off by doing some journal prompts, and I will share those with you in just a second, but I just want to tell you guys how that actually helped me plan out my new year. My journal prompts, I went over the good things and the bad things and what I'm grateful for in 2024 and going into 2025, and I think that's super important. I think it's really important to celebrate the wins of 2024 and the good things that happen, but it's also good to reflect on some of the bad things that may have happened and to really do a deep dive into what was I like during that time period of something bad that was happening and how can I build resilience in order to survive that if that ever happens again. So I wrote down just a couple of journal prompts that you can use in order to reflect on your 2024. So the first one is, I'm proud of myself for, what was the hardest lesson to learn this year? What area of life needs more focus? A happy memory from 2024 is, what are 5 things that I'm most grateful for entering 2025? And reflect on how you and your life have changed since the beginning of 2024. Take a minute to reflect on each of these questions, maybe write down your answers in a journal, and then come back for the next step. Alright, so the next step in how I'm preparing for 2025 is creating prayer boards. Prayer boards are extremely important because they really set the foundation every day for what you pray for. So I will be sharing both of my prayer boards that I made this year. I made one for my iPad and my MacBook for it to be the wallpaper, and then the other one I made to be my phone wallpaper. The first one I'm going to go over is my iPad and MacBook. I'm going to go ahead and insert a picture right here, and then I'm just going to go through what kind of pictures are on there and how it represents what I want to happen in my life in 2025. Also, if I'm looking at my computer, I'm looking at the images, and I am just talking about, what they mean to me. So, the first vision board, the theme of it is kind of like a pink pastry girl aesthetic. This year I really want to step into a more softer, feminine side of my faith, and I really want to embrace that feminine side. So I also really want to thrift more, and my thrift inspiration and style inspiration is coming from Brookie Yancey. I watch her content on TikTok all the time, and her style really motivates me to dress modestly and feminine and soft and pink, and I just love it. And I love that she thrifts most of her clothes. I think that that's something I'm really aiming for in 2025, is to buy less clothes from stores that feed into overconsumption and buy more things from thrift stores that I can get for cheaper and that promote underconsumption rather than overconsumption. Another huge part of my vision board is content creation. So I have several pictures of somebody holding a camera, people editing, traveling, and all the opportunities that can come with content creation. Becoming a worship leader and a content creator, songwriter, everything like that has been my biggest dream, and I will definitely be praying on it the most throughout this year, which is why it's going to be featured on both of my vision boards because I will definitely be working towards that a lot this year as I'm going into college and life is going to change a lot. And yeah. As you can see, I also included a photo of Miss Allie Yost. I love what she's done in the Christian community, and how she makes content is so inspiring to me, so I'm definitely working to make content like her, be a podcaster, be a YouTuber, all that kind of stuff, but I do want to incorporate singing and worship leading into it, so I do have pictures of that in there as well. Another thing that I feature is friend groups, going to church, reading the Bible. I have to say, in 2024, I've been pretty lonely. I don't really have that many friends. And in 2025, I want to level that up. So when I go to college, one of my biggest goals is to become more extroverted and talk to new people and spread joy and faith throughout the college communities. And lastly, I included photos of skincare and healthy eating. I am the biggest picky eater known literally ever. I didn't even start eating vegetables until probably this year. I am really hoping to learn how to cook for myself this year and to learn how to cook meals that I love that will also nourish my body. So I am very excited. I have gotten a bunch of cookbooks and I'm really excited to start cooking out of those cookbooks and really finding recipes that I love that I can eat on repeat. Alright, so now we're going to be going over my phone vision board. This vision board has a bit of a different aesthetic. It's a little bit darker, but pretty much has the same things on there. But a big thing that I decided to feature on there is singing. So singing is one of my biggest loves in life. I have fallen out of love with it recently, but I think it's because I was singing the wrong things. I'm classically trained. I spent 3 years in high school being classically trained and learning all that stuff. And that's just not my passion. I think my passion lies really in Christian music and just creating music that I love. The vision board also allows me to pray over songwriting and recording my own music. I have never been good at songwriting. I've always thought everything that I've written was super cheesy, but this year is the year that I step into that and I practice because I can feel God laying on my heart that this is something that I have a gift for. I have the gift of a voice that I can use to worship, and I have the gift of words that I can write and sing and all that stuff, and I can just feel him telling me to step into that and practice it until, you know, it makes perfect. So something that sticks out to me on this prayer board is probably my mantra for this upcoming year, which is be living proof of a loving God. Now, this is my mantra because I want to glow with Jesus. I want people to know that I praise the Lord. I want people to see that I am so in love with Jesus and that everything I do is for him and because of him, through him. I want people to know that. So I will be exhibiting the most joy anymore. No more being a hater this year. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the negativity. It just keeps bringing me down and down and down. So this year I am going to show everybody that I was created by the most loving God ever. He is my father and he is amazing. He's just everything to me. So I really want to exhibit that joy of the Lord to every single person I meet. If you're wondering how to create your own vision board, I used Pinterest and Canva, so I would just go into Pinterest, search for images that I liked, copy and paste it onto Canva, download it, put it as my wallpaper. So that's how I did it and that's how you can do it too. Alright, so now for the next step is my planning methods. So I have always been a paper planner girl. However, the past couple years I have gotten a paper planner and then I've scrapped it. I've never written in it again after like 3 weeks. So this year I will be switching to a digital planning method. So I will be using Notion, and then I will also be using a free digital planner that I will be linked in the description. Free digital planner that has everything you could possibly need. The last thing I'll be going over in this video is the SMART goal method. The SMART goal method stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, one of my resolutions this year is to get into reading. My goal is to read 12 books this year, which amounts to 1 book a month, which is measurable and time-bound. I have the choice between fiction and nonfiction. Either book counts, which means it's achievable, it's easy to do, and it is specific, so I can do any kind of book. So that's an example of a SMART goal. If you need help, I will link a free worksheet in the description below so that you can print that out and fill it out. And if you need even more help, my biggest tip is to go on ChatGPT and give it your goals and then ask it to create SMART goals for you, and it will do that. And you can fill out that worksheet and then you'll have your SMART goals for the year and you'll be able to achieve them a lot better. So real quick, I'm going to go through my New Year's resolutions so you guys can get good inspiration for your New Year's resolutions. So my biggest resolution this year is to slow down. I am so fast-paced all the time. I am in such a hurry constantly, and this year I just want to forget about that. I just want to take every day slowly. I want to take it one day at a time. I think that'll decrease a lot of my feelings of anxiety and like my life is going by too fast. I feel like I'm almost uncontent with the place that I'm at all the time. Like when I was 15, I always wished I was 16 so I could drive. When I'm 17 right now, I wish I was in college so that I could, get the college experience. But I need to be happy where I am right now. You're only a senior in high school once, so you can't always be wishing that you were, older, that you were younger. So just to live in the moment is my biggest goal this year. For the rest of my resolutions, I split them up into a couple different categories. The first one is mind, and then body, financial, and then faith and spirituality, which is obviously the most important. So for the first category, which is mind, my first goal is to read. My goal is to read 12 books a year. I think that this is really important to me because my creativity and my knowledge can be very easily increased by doing this, and it doesn't matter if it's fiction or nonfiction. I can read it and it counts for 12 books, so I won't get bored. I can always find a book no matter what it is. The second goal in mind is to unplug regularly. I will go ahead and say it, I am addicted to social media. I literally cannot get off of it. It's a really big problem, and I think it roots from FOMO, fear of missing out. That's a really big problem with me, and I hate it, but this year I'm gonna work to kick it. Goodbye FOMO, goodbye anxiety. I'm gonna live in the moment, and I am not gonna live vicariously through other people on the internet. Okay, so my next set of goals is for the body. So my first goal is to be in the gym 3 times a week at least. And I want to commit to strength training each time that I am in there. So obviously I am a noodle arm and a noodle leg and a noodle body, so I really want to fix that and get my protein in and strength train and all that stuff. So hopefully I will be able to commit to that this year. The second one is to learn how to cook balanced meals that I love. I already talked about this in my prayer boards, however, it is something that I really want to commit to this year. The next one is to stay hydrated. I am very dehydrated all the time. I never drink enough water, so my goal is to drink 2 Stanley Cups every single day, which hopefully I can stick to. And then my last goal is a weight goal, but I won't share that on the internet. It's a weight gain goal. I just need to hit it for my health. So yeah. The next set of goals is under financial category. So my first goal is to create a budget and stick to it. All that willy-nilly spending is gone. I'm stuck in the mindset of, oh, well, I'm young and I don't have bills to pay, so I'm just gonna buy whatever I want. No, that's a horrible mindset, and I'm not gonna have any money left over when I become an adult if I keep doing that. So we are learning how to manage our money responsibly this year. So the next thing is I'm gonna move my money to a high yield savings account. I really want to do this because obviously it gives a good return on investment, and I just need a better place to store my savings where I feel like I'm getting something out of it and I don't want to take money out of it all the time, if you know what I mean. Obviously I can't do that yet because I'm still 17, but when I turn 18 in April, I will definitely be doing that. So the next thing I want to do is build a hefty emergency fund, which also goes with the high yield savings account, but I really want to get to 10,000 by at least August when I move to college. I'm currently at about 2,500, so I'm really hoping that I can achieve this goal if I save the bulk of my money. And the last goal is arguably the hardest. It's to control my impulse spending. I'm so bad about this. I see something, it's in my cart, I buy it because I feel like I need it and I don't think about it. So I'll be living by the mantra this year of, will I be thinking about this in 2 weeks? Will I want it in a month? Will I want it in the future? And whenever I want something, I'm going to add it to a list, wait a couple weeks, and then see, do I still want this? If I want it, then I'll buy it. But if not, then I know that it was just an impulse thought and I probably was better off not buying it. And now the last set of goals falls under faith and spirituality. So my first goal in there is to read the entire Bible. So for the past couple years, I've been really trying to do that, but somewhere along in the beginning, I get confused and I drop it. So I'm already working on this. I'm working on getting resources that is going to help me understand the parts that I don't understand, especially in the beginning. And yeah, I'm really excited. I want to become hungry for the word. Even the ones that I don't understand, I want to become hungry to understand it. So I'm working on finding good resources for that. The next is to volunteer and share my faith. So I want to really step into becoming a member of my community. I want to volunteer in places that need me, and especially turning 18, you have to be 18 to do a lot of volunteer work, so that's something that I will definitely be doing. The next thing is to find a church home. My church recently shut down for reasons that I will not share, but I am still working on finding a new church home, and I really hope that when I move to college that I can find a good one where I can find friends that share my beliefs. The next one is to become the embodiment of a Proverbs 31 woman. Obviously, that's like the title of this video series is The Diaries of a Proverbs 31 Woman, but I feel like I still have a lot of steps to take to become one. I definitely do not rise before the sun rises. I definitely don't do that, and that's something I need to work on. I just need to work on all of it in general and really knowing myself as a high-value woman. And the last thing that I want to do is practice Sabbath every week. This is something that I didn't learn about until I read this book called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. And I meant to talk about this in another clip of this video, but I forgot, but I'm going to talk about it now. So this book is so amazing. I never realized how much I was in a hurry until I read that book, and the author is just so good at writing. It just really puts your life into perspective. And one of the chapters was about practicing Sabbath, and he said that every Friday he practices Sabbath with his family and he unplugs from everything. He spends a day resting and worshiping and really devoting that day to God. So that's something that I'm definitely going to be implementing. I'm going to change my availability at work to exclude Fridays so that Fridays can be my rest day and my day devoted to worship and devoted to reading the Word. So those are all my resolutions. Hopefully you got some inspiration from them. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, I really hope you got at least some kind of inspiration from what I spoke about. I'd love to pray over all of you in the new year, so if you feel led to, please drop your New Year's resolutions or your prayer requests in the comments. I will be thinking about all of you, praying over all of you, and really just thank you guys for clicking on this video. If you want more of these diaries, make sure to subscribe. I cannot wait to put more content out. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and remember that Jesus loves you.